Hey you guys, it's Lauren. Welcome back. So in today's video, I wanted to talk about highly rated, forgotten makeup favorites. So I was originally going to call this underrated makeup favorites, but then looking back, I'm like, I don't know, people always used to talk about these products and they actually have really good ratings. Yeah, a lot of these makeup products actually used to get a ton of hype, but the hype kind of died down recently. So I wanted to revisit them and give them some love. I also have one skincare item in here as well, but it's going to be mainly makeup we're talking about today. So lots of things to talk about, so we'll go ahead and get started. So I first wanted to talk about some lipsticks that were really highly rated that nobody really gives love to anymore. But the first one is this lipstick from Flower Beauty. I think overall the whole Flower Beauty brand is just overall, I feel like they get good ratings, but they're not talked about that much, but they have so many great products. But I especially love this lip shade. I'm wearing it today. The color is Peachy Nude, and it's exactly what it says. It's like the perfect peachy nude. It's super creamy. It's just such a wearable nude because it doesn't wash you out. It gives you just a hint of color, and I just love their lipsticks because they're super creamy. They get good ratings, but I feel like not a lot of people talk about these anymore. I feel like Tati, I'm gonna find that lipstick she loved. She loved a certain color from this line. I'll find that one and link that one down below as well, but there's just so many good shades in this line. They're all super creamy and a lot of nudes too. So if you're a nude fan, definitely check out that lipstick line. They have so many good ones. And then I wanted to talk about these Sephora lip stories. These were released sometime last year, but I just feel like, I don't know, not a lot of people talk about them anymore. I used this a ton last summer. I kind of forgot about it, but recently it's made an appearance back in my makeup bag and I've been reaching for it a lot more than I used to. But I just forgot how like smooth and creamy this formula was. It really feels like a luxury lipstick going on. It's so hydrating. It smells good. It smells like sherbet. Like it reminds me of my childhood. I feel like we always had rainbow sherbet in the house. And yeah, it's just, oh my god, I'm obsessed with the smell. And this color, I have the shade Wee. It's a perfect like mauve-y nude. It's a little deeper, but I just feel like that shade can be so complimentary on so many different skin tones. It's absolutely gorgeous. One of my favorites, and yeah, I'm just obsessed with the formula because it's so creamy. Definitely a forgotten favorite. They have great ratings on Sephora's website, but yeah, I just feel like nobody talks about them really anymore. So I wanted to give them some love. And then the third lipstick that I wanted to talk about is an Urban Decay Vice lipstick. This is another product that came out a while ago. People raved about the formula, but again, I feel like there's so much new lipstick lines and just new makeup in general. I feel like these are forgotten about. But this is the shade Native, and this is in their cream formula. I wore this in my January favorites video, and I love this shade so much. One of my favorites. It's the perfect like pink, like everyday color for me. Oh, I just love it. If you see compared to the Wee shade, the Lip Story shade, it's a little bit lighter and it's just so pretty for everyday. And again, the formula of these are amazing. I especially love their comfort mattes. The shade Back Talk is also a comfort matte, and that is the most wearable, comfortable matte formula you will ever feel on your lips. They feel like velvet going on, and I just feel like their formulas especially are so underrated, and the lipstick line in general has so many different shades. If you're a lipstick fan, there's a shade for you in this line. They're just amazing. Vice lipsticks are some of my favorites. And speaking of Urban Decay, their foundations, Urban Decay can't really do a lot of wrong in my eyes. Maybe except that all-nighter concealer. Not a fan of that so much, but everything else, all their products are just so good. But I especially love this foundation. This is the Weightless Naked Skin Foundation. I wore this a ton, especially in the summer because it's really lightweight, but it gives you coverage. I'm wearing it today and I just feel like it's so skin-like. I always say this, but I feel like they pack so much pigment in here. I remember the first time I tried this, it felt so lightweight going on. I'm like, I'm not gonna like this. This is gonna be too lightweight of coverage. I'm gonna be wanting more coverage from this, but it really covers my melasma. It evens out my skin tone, and it has great ingredients in here as well. It's peptide infused, it's paraben free, and it also says there's light diffusing particles in here, which I guess lends itself to the natural finish of this. It's just so pretty. And the coverage is great. It really feels lightweight. If you are a fan of high coverage foundations, but you hate that like heavy cakey feel, give this a try. My skin is generally on the dry side, but my T-zone is a little bit more oily. I do find that this can slide around, so I do have to set it in my T-zone. But in the winter months now, especially when my skin is extra dry, this just like melts into my skin. It's super hydrating, and I don't feel like I have to set it as much as I do in the summer, but this just wears so nicely. I just love the coverage. And I have the shade 3.5. I think they have a good shade range too in this as well. So yeah, this is just one of my favorite foundations. I forgot how good this was, but I started reaching for this more because my skin has been on the drier side and I was wanting more of like a hydrating foundation. And yeah, it really does the job. It hydrates, it keeps my skin like nice and moisturized. So definitely one of my favorites. And this product has so many great reviews on Ulta's website, and nobody talks about it. I don't get it. It's so good. But this is the Catrice Cosmetics Rock Couture Extreme Volume Mascara. And I've raved about this before, but this is just amazing. This is everything you need in a mascara. It separates every single lash, but it still gives you length and volume. It's just so good, so effortless. It's the one mascara that I can honestly reapply throughout the day, and it doesn't like give you spidery lashes. I don't know too many mascaras. You can't really layer too many mascaras because they get like chunky and they get funky built up really easily. But this formula is really smooth and it stays put. It's just so good. Like I said, there's high ratings, but yeah, nobody really talks about it, and it's just definitely a forgotten favorite. I hope they're not discontinuing this. I just checked Ulta's website and I only see the waterproof version available. I haven't tried the waterproof version, so I can't really speak on that, but their original is so good. Definitely give this a try. I think this is like $4.99 at the drugstore. You can't beat it. One of my favorite mascaras. I love this. Definitely a forgotten favorite for sure. What am I using now? Is it the Flower Beauty one? The Flower Beauty one, and then I got the Kevin Aucoin one through Octoly, but that one is just way too pricey in my opinion for what it does. But the Catrice mascara, definitely go. It's amazing. And then next up, let's talk about the Sigma Warm Neutrals Volume 2 eyeshadow palette. This came out, I think about a year ago, and when it first came out, everybody raved about it, but it's definitely a forgotten favorite because nobody talks about it anymore, but it's just so good. It's just the perfect palette for every day because it has like your neutrals in here, but it also has your warm tones. You have this like fun cranberry shade, and then this like emerald green, and then some nice like cool toned browns in here, and these pretty mauve shades down here. My favorite color in here is this toasty color. It's like the perfect transition color. It's almost like a neutral brown with a slight hint of peach, so it gives some like depth and warmth to the eyes. It's so pretty, and the colors are just so smooth. They blend so nicely. It's just a really user-friendly palette, especially if you're a beginner, because you don't get any patchiness and they just blend effortlessly. This palette is just so good. The one downfall of this palette, this emerald green, is pretty flaky and you don't get much color payoff, but the rest of them are really intensely pigmented and they're just great. This is an awesome palette. I love this. I've really been diving a lot into more Sigma makeup. They were so sweet and sent me this generous package because I'm now part of their affiliate program. And yeah, there was like 3 Sigma products that I wanted to include in this video because they're just forgotten about. And I feel like Sigma was big maybe like 2 years ago, but nobody really talks about them anymore. But I'll definitely be including more in my recent videos because I've discovered so many new brushes that I love, and a lot of their makeup is really good as well. So yeah, really excited about this palette. And then let's talk about the Glossier Stretch Concealer. Oh my god, this is so good. I feel like I heard everybody rave about this like 2 years ago when it first came out, and I don't know, yeah, I guess it's just forgotten because there's so many new concealers out there. Like, I'm kind of overwhelmed by all these concealer releases, but if you have a dry under eye, this is like a savior. It gives like the most dewy natural finish underneath the eyes. It does crease slightly because of the dewy nature of it, but you can pat it in really easily and it does smooth out. You just have to set it with powder. But some days if I'm on the drier side, I don't even set it and it still wears really nicely. I love the coverage you get from it, and my favorite part about it is like the intense hydration I get from it because I can definitely have dry under eyes. And it's just a pretty natural finish. It's not super high coverage, but just it covers what you need it to. It does the job. Love this concealer. It's definitely one of Glossier's like best products in my opinion. Love this guy. And I have the shade Light just for reference too, so just so you guys know. And then a primer that I've been using a ton is this Hello Fab Coconut Skin Smoothing Priming Moisturizer. I bought this last year and I put it away, totally forgot about it, and then I fell in love with the Smashbox Primerizer. But I ran out of that and I've been reaching for this more, and I forgot how good this is. This gives your skin the prettiest glow without it being like shimmery or like too radiant. It just gives the most like pretty luminosity to your skin. It's just gorgeous. It doesn't really fill in your pores per se, but it does like smooth everything out, and it just makes your foundation go on like super smooth. And yeah, it just gives like a nice natural glowy finish. I just love this primer. It has the slightest coconut smell, but not like bothersome in any way. It's not too strong. It keeps my skin hydrated underneath foundation. It smooths out texture. Definitely a forgotten favorite. I forgot how good that was. So good. And then last but not least, let's talk about the Body Shop's Tea Tree, what is this called? The Skin Clearing Facial Wash. This was huge. This probably has been out at least 10 years. I want to say I used this in high school, I feel like. But I have had this for a while, and I pull this out anytime I have a breakout. I talked about the It Cosmetics Confidence in a Cream. I did love the results I got from the cream, but I initially got a breakout from that. But I pulled this back out, and oh my gosh, I just forgot about the magic that lives inside of this bottle. This is just so good. It doesn't give you instantaneous results, but I definitely noticed less redness, and my breakout has improved by the next day. And yeah, it just does a great job with clearing up the skin. It's just great. I love having this on hand. Anytime I have a breakout, I reach for this. It's just amazing. But this was huge, I feel like, when I was younger, and I feel like nobody talks about it anymore. But I think it has a pretty high amount of tea tree oil in here, which is great for its antibacterial effects. So I really feel like the ingredients are good. It does the job. And yeah, if you have acne-prone skin, give this a try. It's just great. It's a gel consistency, so I don't know how great it is for drier skin if you're really like dry and flaky. I kind of almost use this as a spot treatment. I'll just like rub it like wherever I'm having a breakout, like on my chin or in between my eyebrows, which are more of my oily areas, but it does the job. And yeah, it's just so good. I think you can still buy this. I think it's actually even available at Ulta now, so I'll link it down below. But yeah, it's just so good. One of my favorite like acne face washes. It just always does the job. So yeah, they are my forgotten favorites. I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of video. I love these kind of almost shop your stash kind of videos. I just think it's so fun giving love to old products because we can be so overwhelmed, at least I am anyway, by all these makeup releases. There's just so much out there, but I just love digging into my collection and rediscovering these old favorites. So this was a fun video. I hope you guys enjoyed. What are your favorite like go-to products? Are there any products that you used a ton back in the day that you still reach for? I'd love to know. So yeah, this was really fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See you guys.